So now we're going to talk about the web dev stack. And I think we'll call it best web dev stack today. And back in the day, you could actually say this is absolutely the best web dev stack in the world. And you could have a high probability of being right. It's always this bit of a subjective perspective. What is the best technology to use today? And so back in the day, in 2001, I was like, should it be PHP or should it be Cold Fusion? And I chose Cold Fusion because it had the backing of what was then one of the largest companies in web programming, which was a company called Macromedia that later got bought by Adobe. So back then, LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, right? Like that would have been a really nice way to, and that's how Facebook was built, was with LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. If I could go back in time, 2001, I think that would have been the choice I would have made. Go with PHP over Cold Fusion. Absolutely, that would have been the choice I would have made. No think about it. All right, and then there was other competitors on the scene. Seems like they came in a little bit later than PHP because they weren't really in my running. And I, there's like ASP, which was Microsoft Active Server Pages, I think they were called. There was JSP, which was like Java, and then there's just been a wide range of different options. Today, some of the things people might look at would be Ruby on Rails, right? Might be one thing that they would think about. You might also think about Python and Ruby on Rails, Python, and then you also might think about not NoSQL, but what's the JavaScript one? It is JavaScript on the front end and on the back end, Node. You might also think about Node.js. And, Ruby on Rails would be like my last choice. So we'll make this one number 4, right? Python would be, 3 or 2. I probably would go with Python over Node. It just depends. Python's going to code easier because it's a better language to write in than JavaScript, in my opinion. And Node is based upon JavaScript. But Node is faster. And so if you need performance, Node's going to be a little quicker. But ultimately, both of them suck. And they're not the right choice. So the right choice today for the backend is Go. And so these are kind of like, how do we actually get this thing functioning and running and storing data and responding to requests, and what is the server, right? So the best choice today is Go. And so I'm going to categorize all these actually under back end, okay? Because there's like the back end and then there's the front end and then middle where people talk about sometimes. So the back end, the number one choice is Go. And then on the front end, I have never used it, but and I suck at front end somewhat, but you have different options out there, tons of them. But I think Vue is the one that to me seems the most interesting and promising. And this is based largely off of my friend Aaron Roberson, who is a front-end engineer, JavaScript engineer at Nike, and now he's a JavaScript engineer at Amazon. And 15 years ago, he was sitting right where each of you are as a student in one of my classes. And that's where we got to know each other. And so Vue is like what he says is like, hey, make sure you check it out. And so if you just look for like YouTube, Todd McLeod, and Learn to Code is this YouTube channel. And then you could go in and look at all the videos. And then, here's Redux, Angular versus React, best web app stack today. And he's the guy who actually introduced me to Golang. So Redux, I thought he said Vue, Angular versus React, React versus Redux. But anyhow, Vue or React, I think I would look at, because I'm looking here and now it says React. Vue or React. And so that would, yeah.
Can you blow it up a little bit?
What, these notes? Yeah. Well, you have access to them, right? You'll have access to these. Is that better?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. And so that would be like the front end. So the holy trinity of web programming And I'm going to change this instead of trinity. What is 4? Quadrinity? I don't know. I'm going to strike out trinity, and all of my Catholic friends can gasp. Format, text, strike through. There we go. The holy quadrinity of web programming. This is the stuff you absolutely have to know is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then I'm going to add in Go. So that's what I think you should learn today. And on top of that, Vue or React. You want something on the front end that could kind of, or React, or Vue or React or Angular. And we'll just kind of give a little shout out here to Aaron. New message, Roberson. I thought I followed this dude. Yeah, I totally follow him. See, this was actually filmed in one of our classes here. That image right there that he has. Message. What would you choose today, bro? Vue or React or Angular or something else? In class right now. Say hi to Jeff Bezos for me. Haha. So we'll see if he responds, but that's going to make it a little bit easier. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Go, Vue, React. We'll talk about the role of those in the next video.